Tim Maker, UKIP MEP, what should happen to these migrants that were found at Tilbury Dock? What should happen now?
Well, they should be obviously looked after, but the point is they've come into the UK illegally and they should be returned to the first safe country from where they came from. There are proper processes in place to claim asylum in the UK and to migrate to the UK, and they need to be followed. We don't want to send out a message to the rest of the world that we're soft-touch Britain.
To be clear then, where do you want them to go? Where was this first safe port that they entered? Is it not a British responsibility in this case, since they ended up in Tilbury?
Well, moreover, it should be a Belgian responsibility because that's where they went onto the containers. But this exposes a wider problem of EU free movement rules, because once in the European Union you can move freely. So where their last port of safe haven was Belgium, and we say they should be removed back there.
Why not grant them asylum in the UK, especially given the traumatic circumstances in which they were found, the circumstances that they went through?
Yeah, it's a very tragic and very sad situation. But the point is, if we grant them asylum, how many other people are going to put them, their families and friends in harm's way and end up like that? And second of all, there are proper processes. If we grant them asylum, it's unfair to other asylum seekers who obey the rules and follow the proper procedures. There are procedures there in place and they should be followed. It's tough, but it's fair.
You mentioned that there are procedures that are usually followed. Shouldn't those procedures then be gone through? Shouldn't these people be allowed to at least put in their applications for asylum before, and then on that basis make a decision whether to send them elsewhere or not?
Well, the question is, you're under international law, you're meant to claim asylum in the first safe country you come to. So the question is, why did they not claim asylum in Belgium and put themselves in containers in very difficult conditions to come to the UK? It's the same instance with Calais. Why are they waiting there to get to Britain? We are frankly a soft touch, and my constituents have had enough.
I want to pick up on that then. Why do you think migrants are coming to Britain? You say Britain's a soft touch.
We're incredible soft touch. Under EU free movement rules, net immigration has gone up. We're to the point where David Cameron said it was going to be brought down to the tens of thousands, and it's back up to 250,000 net. I mean, it makes Tony Blair look like he had concern for border controls. The fact is, people want immigration managed and properly accountable. And while we're in the European Union, we can't manage immigration, and the people who make the decisions can't be held to account.
When and how then should these people be deported from Britain?
Well, when they're looked after to make sure they're in good health, they should be then taken back to Belgium in negotiations with the Belgian authorities. But it's a lesson to other people that we're not a soft touch. We want to look after people, but in manageable numbers. There are fair processes in place. There are proper procedures. They should be followed. We are not a soft touch. We've got our own problems here. I've got constituents who come to me with housing needs, that their houses are in disrepair. There's only a finite amount of resources, and my responsibility is to my constituents first.